Feeling triggered?
Oh man, everybody is triggered by something.
Everything.
So we thought it would be fun today to share with you what triggers us
In the RV world.
and what we do to trigger other people.
Welcome back to No Ordinary Path. I'm Kristen and this is John. He's a travel nurse and we travel around the country in our 37-foot travel trailer
That's
with
right.
3 kiddos and a dog. And we're currently in Alaska, which has been amazing. I saw this TikTok of a woman who was so beyond herself that someone would let their dog off leash while boondocking. And in her description of the video, it said, if you disagree with this, you're part of the problem. And I was like, that's me! So we're going to start off with this one. We let our dog off leash sometimes.
Yeah, especially while boondocking. So when we say boondocking, we are not talking about lot docking like in a parking lot. We're not talking about like state park or national park.
Yeah, or like a campground where you're dry camping.
Right.
I mean, it is sort of boondocking, but that's not what we're referring to here.
We're talking about being out in the middle of the wilderness.
Yeah.
We're talking like the deserts of Arizona, the forests of Montana, wherever we are far away from people generally.
Yeah.
That's when, if Cinder wants to go outside, Cinder just goes outside.
We just open the door and we say, have fun.
Have fun, pups.
Yeah.
And I gotta say this too. She's a very good dog, and we know that she's not going to run away.
Yeah.
Most of the time, if she wants out, it's to go to the bathroom or it's to lay in the sunshine directly at the bottom of the steps outside of the RV. She's very upset with us because we're making her lay on the floor.
Yeah,
over
how
there
dare
right now.
we?
Yeah, I know. All right,
Okay.
so what's one that triggers us?
Okay, speaking of boondocking, this triggers us. This makes us so angry. When people park right next to us, when there's an enormous space available for them to go find a spot.
Remember, we like parking out in the wilderness, and we will actually specifically search for areas that are pretty remote from other people.
And we actually do this because we want to be considerate of other campers.
That's
we
right.
don't park near people because we don't want to bother them. There's this huge area where a ton of people were camping. One day, this couple in their Class A comes driving by and they literally park.
They
like,
make like
closer.
an L with us.
They come and make, yeah, like an L. Like we were parked here and they parked right here. Like they were like best friends with us. And there's all these other spots available. And I was very confused by this whole situation.
I don't know if they thought it was a safety thing.
It's very awkward.
That brings us to another trigger that we do that triggers other people. And we have made lots of videos about this, you guys. And that is the use of our generator. We prefer to boondock. Right now in Alaska, we're in a park, and we've been in a park almost the entire time here.
Yeah.
We generally prefer to boondock, and for power source, we run our generator. We don't have solar, and there are people that leave us all sorts of comments about it. We would love to have solar someday. We get comments like, oh, you're those
You're
people.
one of those kinds of people. We run it because I have to edit. Like, this is my job, and it requires power. We have little portable solar panels that we'll probably talk about eventually that we got in Phoenix this last year. But we've never invested the full Monty on the rooftop.
We've had situations, you know, like another time where we were in Tonopah and ran the generator for longer periods of time, and we had some people that were also running theirs, and so we felt okay, but other folks moved because we're those people.
Area. If there are tent campers anywhere around, we're not going to run our generator. And if there are people that are parked close by us, especially in like a campground where you're boondocking, if there's any kind of like quiet hours posted, of course we follow the quiet hours, but generally we don't even run the generator at night before the quiet hours start because we don't want to disturb other people around us.
All right, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but if you are a smoker of any kind of smoking, I guess, it bothers me if we're really close. whether it's an RV park, and if we're neighbors, and I will deal with it because I know that it's an RV park and people have that right. It's their home, whatever. But where I really get triggered is when we're out on the trail hiking and people are smoking it up, and it lately it seems to be a lot more marijuana use. It's legal now, I get that, but oh God, you guys know, you've been out there, and again, if you smoke this stuff, I don't care. It doesn't bother me that you use it. It just annoys me when we're recreating and it reeks up an entire area.
Okay, something else that we do that triggers a lot of people is, and this is up for debate in all of the RV groups,
I know what's coming,
is we sometimes let our gray go. What?
We let our gray out, on the ground.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, call me Cousin Eddie.
Well, that's what everybody thinks of.
That's what everybody thinks of. We don't ever let out our black, and we let out our gray in areas where it's legal.
Where we know that it's
where
okay to do so. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what kind of comments we get. For that. The other thing, something that triggers me, is people that don't like kids. Like, I get it. If you don't want kids, that's fine. It's totally your choice. And if you're, like, in your retirement and you're on the road and you don't want to be around kids, like, I get that. When I'm retired,
I'm going to enjoy being retired.
Going to enjoy, yeah, exactly,
We'll leave it at that.
But I really, really don't like it when people are openly rude,
hostile
about you having children.
Yeah. And
about what your children do. Speaking of kids, here's something that we do that annoys people, makes people angry.
Oh yeah,
and that
same
is,
example.
We free range parent.
To us, it means that we just sort of like aren't helicopter parents, you know. And again, if everybody, we're not shaming here, because you'll hear about that in a second.
Yeah.
But you know, and there's nothing wrong with that either. But us, we choose to let our kids play on their own. Yeah. Unsupervised
do
occasionally.
Things on their own.
Yep.
Go places on their own.
Yep.
We feel like independence is a very important part of them growing up, and a skill that they need to learn. We were in Columbia, Missouri at this RV park where we could actually physically see the playground from our RV, and our children had walkies with them. And the RV park still felt it necessary to call me and tell me that I must be at the playground with them 100% of the time, or they were not allowed to play on the playground. It's super annoying that we live in a world where people think they have to be so like uptight about kids. Like, we actually live in a safer world today than we did when we were children. And I've made a video about this if you want to watch it up there. But I'm not saying throw all caution to the wind, but I am saying that you don't need to get caught up in the hype of your children are not safe anywhere you go.
Well, that goes right into the other thing, like, that triggers us. We don't generally stay in RV parks. We like to boondock, and part of the reason for that is I feel like some RV parks really like to establish excessive, kind of stupid rules. First contract in Baltimore, Maryland that we went to, and it was the RV park that the hospital suggested, because we couldn't get the contract initially because there was no spots.
When you checked in, they gave you like a map of the place,
book,
and then they gave you a pamphlet.
Oh no, it was like
rules.
It was
for
like
the park.
fold over page.
And they were not playing around about enforcing their rules. We stay away from fancier parks because generally they have a lot of rules, and we just
a lot of them apply to a lot of them apply to kids. Yeah. A lot of them apply to kids. One last thing that we do that really triggers other people. If you've been around the channel long enough, you know we have taken this rig everywhere. We have taken it to places that a lot of other people would not be comfortable taking their rig to. I think people mean the best when they're like, you're going to tear up your trailer, you're going to ruin it. Why would you do something like that?
We we got into this lifestyle for adventuring because RVing is all about the experiences and the places and not the RV itself. The final trigger, parent shaming.
It's usually in response to how we homeschool them, or the fact that because we live a full-time RV lifestyle that they are not properly socialized, which at this point now, having done this for as long as we have, we just sort of laugh at.
I had a TikTok commenter that commented the shoe thing because my kids kicked off their flip-flops at the local playground.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? Like,
I think your words were, I don't have time to worry about that.
exactly. I was like, I have no time to worry about this. I just cringe because I'm like, who are you to judge? You guys, look, y'all, parenting is hard. And if they are alive and fed and they have a place to sleep and they are loved on,
yeah,
like, that is what matters. So you can keep all of your parent shame to your gosh darn self and do not tell me about it. Do not tell me about other parents.
Amen.
Okay. Please just be encouraging to one another. Please be kind. Just be kind.
That's what we need more than anything else in this world right now. Bonus round, if you really want to see what triggered a lot of people with our channel initially, go check this video out.
Yeah.
Read the comments. I promise you, it's still the #1 all-time video that we've ever made, and I get lit up frequently. I don't even respond anymore. We don't even drive little half time, but still. Anyway, thanks you guys for being here. As always, we appreciate the views and comments. Let us know. I am curious to see what is it that's triggering you when it comes to this lifestyle or RVs in general. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So
yeah, let's get some comments rolling.
That's right. Thanks, you guys. Stay tuned. We've got some more awesome Alaska stuff coming up. You know what? We've only got like 3 weeks left here.
I know, it's nuts.
And then it's all sorts of craziness and trips on the way home that we have planned.
Yeah, it's going to be a jam-packed fall.
It is. It's going to be a crazy fall.
Yeah.
So anyway, you guys, hit the subscribe button if you've never done that. Let us know also if you're new below. And
we'll see you out there.